Welcome back to another episode of Sweep the League. And that's right, we are going to sweep the league. We're going to sweep three leagues tonight. Hope you have it in you, Will. Hope you have a lot of talking. Hope you have a lot of notes. Because Coach Gio decided not to show up tonight at the last minute. What a girl thing for him to do. Always wait until the last minute to tell me things, you know? What a bad
Eh,
person. But anyway, Will, glad to have you on tonight. How you doing? How's your week going? How's your hump day?
my week's going great. It's my Thursday for work, so getting excited for the game tomorrow, minus the weather. So we'll see what happens. Other than that, excited to be here. Let's go.
There's a game tomorrow?
Yeah, well, there's actually three games tomorrow. It's the Browns and the Broncos. From the local fans, it's the Browns versus the refs, and then from rumors and reading articles and listening to the radio, it's Vegas versus the NFL.
Oh, okay. So let's get into it. Basketball. I'm going to start with basketball tonight with the NBA because let's just be honest. Tonight's the real start of the NBA, right? We had those.
Absolutely.
We had the ring ceremony last night with the Milwaukee Bucks, who look like they are definitely going to be the team to be in the East. I know it's only the first game, but they showed no flaws. They looked like they even got better, beating the Brooklyn Nets. I don't know if the Nets were traumatized by that Kyrie Irving crap that's going on and everything like that. But the second game, the Warriors and Lakers, I saw something last night that made me think of something. But I'm going to let you go first. NBA is actually starting off tonight. All the other teams are kicking off. I know your Cleveland Cavaliers. They should be back down at the bottom hole again. I mean, I'm sorry, but
That's okay.
I just want to know you quick, like, who do you like your predictions for this year? What do you see going to have? Things going to happen, and also who's going to be your Eastern Western Conference championship game?
I mean that's a tough one for me, honestly. Um, in the East, I feel like it's going to be the usual suspects. Let's put it that way. It's going to be Milwaukee. I think Atlanta's put their foot down. Boston and Brooklyn. Those are probably going to be your four teams at the end. You might sprinkle in somebody Philly if they figure out what's going on with Ben Simmons. I don't have any I don't have any faith in that right now. As far as the West, I never count out Golden State because if they can stay healthy, they got the best two shooters in the league. I like Phoenix, Lakers. I think New Orleans is going to surprise some people this year. They're going to be probably top four, maybe five. And then I'm hoping that Portland gets on the right track before it gets bad out there. Just for my man Damian Lillard. I mean, that guy, he's hoping. I think the Clippers are going to be a letdown as usual. And in the finals, people are going to hate me if they know me, but it'll probably be what everybody wants it to be. I think it's going to be Brooklyn and LA Lakers.
Hmm. Interesting fact. I'll get to that in a minute. But first, I want to pay tribute to some of our sponsors because I totally forgot to do that.
Eh,
I just had to get your opinion in there real quick. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Anyway, you can follow us on Twitter at I'm at Trey3025, Austin Hartfield, MLB. That's all capitalized. You can follow the new guy, Will Nation at 7, which I think he's starting to like Twitter a little bit more than Facebook now. I'm not 100% sure. Then you got Sweep the League, Rudy Campos Jr., and then Coach Gio. That is two O's at the end. That is our Twitter if you want to follow us on there. If not, you can go to our Facebook and request us as a friend because we would love to have you as friends and follow all of our stuff. DraftKings, it's not too late to go ahead and get started. NBA season started tonight, or actually last night, but tonight it actually starts the real season. I'd say all the teams get going tonight. You can go do daily, 1 day daily games. It's fun, it's easy, it's simple. Just use that promo code TPPN to get started today. They have leagues from free all the way up to $1,000, whatever you want to do. Just go to their friends over there at DraftKings. Make sure you have fun with that as well. Also, Busher.com. Go place those bets, man. We don't have to wait till Saturday and Sunday and Thursday nights anymore. We got NBA now. We got MLB. We got hockey. We got all 4 sports going at one time right now. Make sure you place those bets at Busher.com. They have everything from parlays to prop bets to single day bets. But whatever you need, just go www.busher.com/sweep-the-league for that. Also, United Collision Care Center. If you have a dink or nick in your car, go take it over to Lewis and those guys over there. They'll take really good care of you. In and out, real quick, no hassle, no nut fee, no nothing. Just make sure you take it over there to make your car look brand spanking new. That is United Collision Care Center. Go take it over there. And also, finally, like I said, I'm repeating this. Like I said, NBA season started tonight. Go check out Project Spurs. Project Spurs has all their in and out about the Spurs and yes, Cowboys, anything like that. Everything actually in the NBA as well. Those guys are really good. Go follow my Twitter at Project Spurs, or just follow any one of those guys that they would love to have you follow them, and they give you all the roundup that's going around the league as it happens. So here's what it's a 2-team race over there in the East. It's Brooklyn and Milwaukee. Like you said, Ben Simmons, you don't know what you're going to get out of Philadelphia. He's already been suspended from the team already. We all knew that was going to happen. I don't even know why he's reporting. Philly's going to wait but he's just going to get suspended and lose money anyway again. He's just not going to participate in anything. Let's just get rid of this guy. Stop asking for all these high draft choices and get a guy in that you're going to delay the team and you're going to hold this team hostage for as long as you keep doing this. So whatever they get for the trade assets right there, I don't know, but that just whatever they're going to get in trade is where I'm going to see where Philadelphia is going to go. But they have the shooters there. I think they can get the job done without Ben Simmons, but I think it's going to be a distraction all the way up to the trade deadline. That's why I have them marked out. Boston Celtics, I'm not even counting them. I don't think they're going to be a 7. I think they might be the 7th seed this year. It's those 2 teams, man. And the Brooklyn Nets can get it done without Kyrie Irving. I think Kyrie Irving is a distraction to that team. I think that also – I don't think I know that this team can win without Kyrie Irving. They're an inch of a toenail away from going to the NBA Finals and becoming NBA champions. Let's not forget that Kevin Durant was on 1 inch short of not being on the line to making a 3 to win that game. I think Kevin Durant's the best player in the league right now. I think he's better than – yes, we all know saw what LeBron did, James did last night. Calm down. This is after a long break. Let's keep waiting until the regular season goes on. I think Kevin Durant can do it throughout the regular season. James Harden, I think him being the primary point guard, him and Kevin Durant kind of work together a lot better than Kyrie Irving. I think that this team has a lot better shooters. I think it's going to be – I still have Milwaukee. I still think Milwaukee's going to come out. I think Milwaukee's going to come out of the East. But I think those 2 teams – I think it's going to go 7 games, but I think Milwaukee is the best team in the league. Not in the league, in the Eastern Conference right there. West is wide open. Yes, everyone's all oohing and gawing about the Los Angeles Lakers. But they're old. You're not going to get the Westbrook and triple-double numbers that you got in Washington, Oklahoma City, and Houston. You're not going to get that same Russell Westbrook. Tim Laker had a good point with the Lakers as well earlier. Why not bring Russell Westbrook off the bench so he's not playing with LeBron James, right? Like he can actually do what he does best with the second core group of guys and so you're not dropping in productivity through that part of the game. LeBron James can sit for a long time because he's old. He's almost 40. Fall at times undefeated. But watching that game last night, and I tweeted this out if you follow me on Trade 3025, if the Warriors stay healthy, this is the top 3, maybe top 2, maybe the top team now in the West. I'm sorry, they are. Steph Curry had a horrible game last night and still got a triple-double. If Poole shoots away, Poole's been the most improvement player I've seen from year 1 to year 2 in this Warrior system. He is shooting the ball lights out right now. If they get Klay Thompson back and they get him going and get him shooting well, and then that beautiful ball movement, I think bringing Iguodala back too, I think with the ball movement and everything, I just think that this team is tough if they stay healthy, because we all know Steph Curry has bad ankle issues. He's prone to get injured every now and then. Klay Thompson, if he can come back from an Achilles injury, they're being very patient with him. You have Wiseman. Don't forget, they also have a couple of trade assets too. Wiggins is out there. Wiseman, the first-round draft pick this year. they have a couple trade assets. If they find themselves in first place and they miss on one or two pieces, don't be shocked if you see them traded. But I mean, let's just face it: the Clippers aren't going to do anything without Kawhi Leonard this year. The Phoenix Suns, I think they're a one-hit wonder. They got lucky in the playoffs last year with all the injuries. Yes, I know injuries happen, but my God, you didn't have Anthony Davis. You didn't have mostly the starting five for the Los Angeles Lakers. You didn't have Jamal Murray for the Denver Nuggets. And then you saw what happened in Milwaukee. So I think the Phoenix Suns have to prove it to me again. I don't think Chris Paul can stay healthy throughout the whole regular, and I don't know what I'm going to get out of Booker. And Ayton's still looking for a new contract extension. I think that's going to be a hiccup along the way as well. But if they can get if the Nuggets can get Jamal Murray back, look for them to be a 1 or 2 seed because Joker can carry that team. But if Murray comes back, he's a difference maker in the playoffs. Utah Jazz are probably going to be your number 1 seed. I'm just going to say a 1 or 2 seed easily. But they're just going to be a regular season team. They can't get it done in the playoff. Can Mitchell stay healthy and Mike Conley Jr. stay healthy? If Mike Conley Jr. stayed healthy, they probably do make it to the finals. That's something to watch for this year. But man, that West is just wide open, and I don't know what's going to happen. But I'm telling you, the Warriors, I picked them to go to the Western Conference Finals, face the Lakers this year. I think that's what's going to happen. I do think that Milwaukee. I think it's going to be Milwaukee and Los Angeles in the finals, which I hate saying that because I hate LeBron James and I don't want him to give 5 rings just like Kobe Bryant. But because Kobe Bryant doesn't deserve to have LeBron James right next to him. Don't at me, anybody. But that's our quick take for the NBA. We're going to keep going through the NBA season throughout the regular. That's 82 games. My God, we're going to keep going through it. So we'll cover the league more.
I got a question for you, Trey. What about Washington with all the add-ins that everyone they've added? What do you think of this team?
Being in the Eastern Conference, I can see them as a 6th seed. If they're in the Western Conference, I can see them probably playing
just
games.
6th seed?
Yeah, because your top 3 seeds are going to be Milwaukee, Brooklyn, Philly, Miami. I have Chicago at actually I might have 7. I have Chicago at 6.
Now, you see everyone they added, right?
Yeah.
And you still think that?
Well, it takes time to gel, right?
I mean, I know Spencer Dinwiddie got hurt. He wasn't really playing last year. Bradley Beal, I mean, come on. That guy, I mean, I feel like they have a core, and then looking at their bench, it's not terrible, but it's not good. I think that's where they're going to struggle is when they have to start subbing people in because their bench isn't looking very good by names. I haven't dug deep into it yet, but between Kuzma, Dinwiddie, Beal, and Caldwell Pope, you got a bunch of winners. You got guys that know how to win. They've all played with LeBron. They've all played with a Durant. They've all played with somebody that has that killer instinct. They've had to have learned something, right? And they're young.
You're right, but I just don't trust Kyle Kuzma that well. I mean, is he really that great of a player? I mean, good of a player.
But he doesn't have to be. He's like the 3rd or 4th. He's number 4.
That, but I'm just saying that can you really trust him? And then Caldwell Pope, can you trust him to stay out of trouble off the court?
Yeah.
It's a good team. It's a good team, but I still think Chicago has a better. I think Chicago's a better. I think they're going to beat that 6th seed, and then I think the Wizards are going to be in a playing game for sure. But I do like the roster. I do like where they're going though. But if they keep winning and they make Bradley Beal happy, he's going to sign. He's going to stay there for a long period of time. So, but I like your question. I think that the Wizards are making improvements, but can they get to that 6th seed? I think it's going to be between them and Chicago. I think Miami's going to be better than they were last year. So
you threw the Knicks under the bus like that? Not even the top. Wow. All right.
I'm not a buyer in the Knicks, man. You saw what they were in the playoffs.
I mean, I get it. I understand, but it's not being a great. I mean, unless you just said Utah is a great regular season team and they're going to have a high seed. So,
well, unless Julius Randle goes learn how to go right, and what's that other guy's name from Duke will learn how to go right. All they do is go left. I mean, you saw it in the playoffs. They can't do anything. They might have good regular seasons, but Tabablu, or whatever his freaking name is, the head coach for the Knicks. He overdoes his. That's 7-6-5 seed is going to be up for grabs. I don't think Boston's anywhere near that. I think it's between those 3 teams. But who knows? Jason Tatum could be that superstar that we're looking for this year and carry this team? I don't know. But honestly, the East is top heavy. It's those two teams
Yeah.
in Philadelphia. But I do like where Washington's going, though. I do like where they're going. They got in the play-in game last year in a crappy Eastern Conference. They did make a lot of great roster moves with the trade with the Lakers. I can see them with a 6. I wouldn't be surprised if they do get 6 or 5, but I'm just saying my prediction. I just think that it's going to take a little time to gel and get along, and I think that that's going to hinder their standings.
I mean, I get the gelling, but at this point in time in NBA, I mean, you've seen it all over social media just as much as I have. These guys get together and they play pickup games all the time. They all go to New York and play at LA Fitness, this, that, and another. I mean, you don't know how much they played together. You don't know any of that stuff. I mean, you're getting Bradley Beal and you know how unhappy he is. You want to keep him there. You might have been playing all week, all off season with them. None of them played in the Olympics or any of this other stuff. You never know. And just surprising looking over some of the rosters while you were talking and like seeing where everybody was. Like New Orleans doesn't even have what's his name on the court. He's not even suited tonight.
Zion.
Zion.
He's always hurt. That's why I'm worried about Zion being the number 1 overall draft pick. He's too big for his body, right? Like he gets hurt way too easily.
He's massive. And then I saw Gary Payton Jr. or the second, whatever you want to call him. He didn't play much last night for the Warriors, and they're built for a lot of speed looking at their roster again.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm in love with this Warrior team. I'm in love with this Warrior team this year. I think Steph Curry's going to be your MVP. I think Steph Curry's going to be MVP this year.
They're built for speed and quick shots. And you're going to give –
They're built like their first champion. They're built for their 2015 championship team.
Yeah.
That's exactly what that team looked like last night. Okay, quick question since we're in the San Antonio area and we're over or under 29 wins for San Antonio.
All right, let me look at their roster because, I mean, I've been out of Texas for a hot minute, so – and I know – oh, man. They're in the West. I mean, I think they can get to 30. I think that I'd take over 29.
Over 29.
I think 17 of those are because of Popovich.
Oh, my God. Don't – Popovich is most he doesn't adapt. Dude, they're the worst. Whatever.
Trey, you don't have to talk to me. I watched the Olympics. I was a diehard Olympic. I love Olympic basketball. How bad did when the player said, you know what, Pop, you sit down, we'll play our game, what happened?
Exactly. Yeah, they looked a lot better.
Pop, you sit over there and you drink water and you call timeouts when you think we need to. We got this. That's what Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard and all those guys said. They said, we got this. We tried your way. It didn't work. We got to win a gold.
In San Antonio, they say, and Pop, we trust. I think it's time to start saying, and Becky, we trust, because I think Becky Hammond needs to take over the Spurs team. But that's a topic for a different day.
I've been waiting for that.
It's going to happen. Becky Hammond should be the next Spurs head coach, but we'll see. Pop, it just doesn't want
Duncan, I'm out.
Oh, Duncan ain't going to do it. Duncan barely liked being an assistant coach. You think he's going to like the media and he's got to talk to the media every time? No, screw that. But, all right. We spent enough time. We spent 20 minutes on this NBA topic. Let's go. Let's go top 4 college football real quick. We all know Georgia's the best team in the NCAA. Is Cincinnati really a number 2 seed? No, but they're undefeated. You got to give it to them.
Come on, man. They might have one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
They do, but do you really think they're going to be Georgia or Alabama? No.
We don't have. We won't know for a while.
Will they beat Ohio State? No.
Yes, it's a major bowl game, and Ohio State folds like a lawn chair.
Okay. So my top 4 will have to be Georgia, Cincinnati, because they're undefeated. You have to give it to them. And the way they finished last year, and they're undefeated. They beat Notre Dame. We don't know how good of a win that is right now, but they did beat Notre Dame. Number 3, I got to put Ohio State in there. I got to put Ohio State at number 3. They're looking good. I know they lost to Oregon, but brand new quarterback, brand new. They're starting to get their wide receivers back in order. The run game looks a lot better. C.J. Stroud looks like he's going to be one of the best quarterbacks in the nation for years to come. And then for some, I got to put Alabama number 4 just because I think A&M got lucky with that quarterback because he's not a very good quarterback. But that's my top 4.
I mean, you went straight off the top. I mean, that's fine. I can't disagree with any of that. I mean,
You
until
don't have
Michigan,
Oklahoma? You don't have Oklahoma in your top 4?
I need a couple more weeks, man. I mean, I don't. I mean,
This team-
OU's 3 right now, but I mean, we watched it in the Texas game. They came out, punched them in the mouth. OU didn't know what to do. Then all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh, we have to play defense now." They're not a complete team. They play when they need to play. They play just good enough to win. And once you get down to the nit and gritty in the big bowl games in the playoffs, that's not going to work. You're going to have to play a solid game. I mean, you can't beat everyone scoring 45. I just don't. I mean, if they play at Georgia, Georgia's going to shut them down, and they're them one-dimensional. I feel like Alabama, by the time they get to the playoffs, if they make the playoffs, they could shut OU down by making them one-dimensional. And I'm not saying OU's or Alabama's a complete football team either. They look to be more offensive than they are defensive again. But I feel like by the time they'll be good enough. Cincinnati, I think they're a complete team. I just don't think they're at the same caliber as the other teams mentioned. I don't think they're going to lose. I mean, I think it's going to be they're going to win. They may not play to their standards, but they're going to win. My surprising team to watch is going to be Michigan. I think they're going to have a good – they might go undefeated until they play Ohio State, and then that will be the deciding factor of which one of them goes into the playoffs.
I think Michigan loses to Ohio State. Ohio State wins the Big Ten championship. They're going to get in the playoffs. That's what's going to happen. Oregon's pretty much out. The Pac-12 is pretty whack. They got to hope that Arizona State keeps winning, and then they beat Arizona State, have a good quality win. That loss to Stanford's really going to hurt them. But, man, Oklahoma, putting in Williams, that guy is a stud. That guy is – for the next 3 years, he's going to be the best quarterback in the league of the nation. I'm going to say it right now. He's that good. But like you said, Georgia will shut him down, though. Georgia will shut him down this year if they play. They do. I mean, I think they will go undefeated. They got Kansas this week. They got the only hiccup I see maybe is Oklahoma State, but they probably play back-to-back weeks. They probably play in the Big 12 championship game again. So, I mean, possibly you get – but I would not count – I wouldn't put Alabama for a sure thing in the playoffs yet because they already lost one game to A&M. They still have a tough game in Auburn. They have to play Auburn. That's a rivalry game. Auburn, you don't know what you can get from Bo Nix. This is not the best Alabama team we've seen. They give up points. They give up yards. You can stop them on the offense. They don't have an elite wide receiver like they have in the past. Auburn beats them. If Texas A&M wins out and Auburn and Alabama loses one more game, A&M's playing the SEC championship game instead of. So that's something to keep your eye out for too.
You also have Ole Miss. They've only lost once too.
That to Alabama. So
but I'm just saying they're ranked right now. They're ahead of Auburn and A&M in the standings.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but in tiebreaker scenarios, then Alabama would jump them. But well, I guess you're right. Yeah.
SEC standings, it goes Alabama, Mississippi, Auburn, A&M just in the West.
Yeah.
So I mean, Alabama's got to win out to have a chance, unless, however, who they lose to and how they lose to the tiebreakers.
Alabama's gonna have to win out. Dang. The SEC West is going to – I mean, the SEC East is already wrapped up. Georgia's already got with the big Florida loss already. There's no way no one can catch Georgia. So that's something to watch out for the next 4 weeks, man.
Right. It's going to be tough. And I was going to say Oklahoma State might be the only savior to beat OU. But I don't see that happening, to be honest with you. I don't even know where they play that game, but I just don't see it happening. Period.
They're probably going to play it back-to-back weeks too. So, All right, we wrapped up college. Let's first off, before we move on, quick score updates. If you're joining us and you haven't been watching baseball, good for you because I really don't care about this ALCS. But what a rally the Astros had last night, coming down, scoring 7 runs in the ninth inning to win that game, going away 9-2. Also, tonight you have them winning again to take a 3-2 series lead, coming back to the Houston Metroplex area to try to wrap it up in Game 6. Now that Diaz just started, the NLDS just started. Braves just hit back-to-back home runs. They had a 5-2. The Braves could be up 3-0 right now if it wasn't for that late rally for the Dodgers. And the Dodger fans, LA fans are the worst. I'm just going to say it. Just going to say it. You leave in the 8th inning when you have 2 men on base, like 2 men on base, and you're back. You can hit a home run anytime. The game's not over. You've seen the Dodgers come back and win it multiple times. They give up on their team way too easily. They're probably going to go down. I hope they go down 3-1 tonight. But this Dodgers team is not. They're injured. So if you're watching that, I think the Braves are leading that one right now, 2-0. I don't remember the score, but
3-0 right now.
3-0 Braves. Can they? That's something to watch. Don't give up. The Dodgers can score runs in a flash. But remember, there was 14 pitchers used in that game last night. Dodgers used 9 of them. So how good is that bullpen going to be? It's probably not going to be that great because it's 3 games in a row, right? So, do you have the Braves and Astros in the World Series, Will?
Sure.
As of now.
I mean, I don't want the Astros to do anything personally, but somehow they find ways to win all the time. So, yeah, I mean, unless a miracle happens, a bloody sock comes back or something, I don't see the Red Sox taking this to 7, to be honest with you. I believe the next game's at Houston. So, yeah, I think Houston wraps it up in 6. And I feel like the Braves are just rolling. I mean, everything you got with them. I just don't see the Dodgers being able to come back. I mean, they're down 2 games. If they lose tonight, they're down 2 games. There's no way they're going to win out the last 3. So, yeah, Braves bring back the chop and bring back the Stros. That's how I look at it.
Oh, for sure. The Braves are just clicking on all cylinders. And remember, this is a rematch from last year in Arlington whenever they played in that bubble for the playoffs. The Braves are actually up 3-1 on that one. The Dodgers came rallying back and won that series. And we all know what happened from there on out. All right, let's get to the NFL. Before we get into the games, there is I don't know if it's a rumor, but a report out there that says that Deshaun Watson, there could be a deal done by the end of the week that Deshaun Watson will be going to the Miami Dolphins. Will this make the Miami Dolphins a contender to make a wild card or the playoffs this year if they get this trade done?
No. I wanted to see the record and I wanted to see who's ahead of them. Sorry. That was why I was hesitating.
1-5.
Yeah, I see this. No, not with that division. I don't even know the rest of their schedule, but no, there's no way they're going to go on a 5, 6, 7 game win streak because they got Watson. I mean, they have a very talented running back that they can't get any space for. They can't block for. They can't do anything for. I think Gaskins is talented. We saw what happened the week that they gave him some space and just kept giving him dump passes. He lit them up. Last week in London, they didn't play in London last week, did they? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they played Jaguars.
Yeah, and why wouldn't they go right back to that? No, they went back to when he wasn't being effective. There's no way Deshaun Watson helps them. I mean, he might win them 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 games, but the way they are right now, they might be an 8-9 team. So what is that? That means they're going to lose 4 more games on the year?
Yeah. I'm with you. They're too far down. I think they should have got this trade done a long time ago before all this happened. Not all of this, but before the season started. And I'm guessing the NFL and the Dolphins and Houston Texans know something about the case, or they wouldn't be trying to get this trade, right? they know like something like he's probably not going to get criminally charged or anything like that because they're not even criminal. Like nothing's set right now. It's like this is the weirdest thing in the world.
He's not on the
Like yeah,
commissioner's list. He's
yeah,
he's been radio silent. Denver's talk about trying to get him is quieted down just as much as them talking about getting Aaron Rodgers is quieted down. I feel like most of the teams were kind of like just waiting till next year to see what happens, to see if it's worth even inquiring. The only team that's been persistent the whole time is Miami because they know he wants to be in Miami.
Yep, and you're exactly right. I just believe that they know something. Like I think nothing criminal is going to happen. It's probably going to be the only thing says civil suits. Uh, but anyway, I just think that they know something or they wouldn't be pushing for this trade, right? So, but
But the
this year they
question
won't be.
is, can Davis Mills, the way Davis Mills is playing right now, is Tua going to be able to beat him out? Because that's part of the package. They're going to trade Tua for Deshaun plus some other picks that they have readily available.
Man, I was rooting for Tua. I just don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I hate it. I was rooting for the guy, but Mac Jones is starting to look to me like the only Alabama quarterback that can stay in the league as a starter. Like,
oh, absolutely.
It's Joe Namath, right? So
I was going to say at least in our time.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens, but no, I don't think the Miami Dolphins are going to be a contender, even with the Deshaun Watson trade, because it's going to take them a couple of weeks to even get fitted for this. Their bye weeks this week. He's probably not in game shape, so. But if nothing happens to him and he plays all next year, watch out for the Miami Dolphins next year with all those weapons that they have out there. I mean, they have a receiving core, they have a great running back, and then you have Deshaun Watson air raiding and out to everybody. I can see this Miami Dolphins team continuing for the East next year against the Buffalo Bills, but let's see what happens in the court proceedings and everything like that. I don't want to get into all that tonight, too. But
all right, threw for 5,000 yards with the Texans last year. If he goes to where Miami, watch out.
Okay, let's get to the games because Will's so happy about this game. Thursday night game, the biggest game of the week, and we get the Broncos, who have lost 3 straight after beating no one and going 3-0 and made everyone believe it. Now they suck again, and sorry. They don't suck again, but.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. And then you have the Browns, who basically don't even have a starting offense.
I heard the Waterboy might be playing. And the equipment manager, they're suiting up this week because they needed them last week, I heard. Look, I've been watching the line on this game. It's drastically going the wrong direction for the Browns. I've been talking to people, and I think I said a couple weeks ago that they need to let Baker sit and let him get healed. It only took him dislocating or hurting his shoulder again for them to realize that he's more valuable and they need to let him sit. And it just so happens Hunt got hurt. The tackles aren't playing. Chubb's still out. I mean, everyone's seen the stuff on social media going around on Twitter, on Facebook, of the injury list for the Browns. I mean, it's a mile long, and then Baker's just looking at it because he's hurt. I mean, give me the Broncos in a low-scoring game. It's supposed to rain all day tomorrow from like 7 a.m. to 5, 6 o'clock at night. Kickoff's probably going to be around 50 degrees downtown in that wind tunnel, so it'll probably be in the 40s if you're in the stadium. Yeah, give me the Broncos. If you're betting this, I would take the Broncos. Fantasy-wise, you better take Javonte Williams, Noah Fant, Melvin Gordon, Dearness Johnson. I guess right now it'd be Peoples-Jones as well.
I would take Peoples-Jones. He's on the waiver wire on a lot of leagues. I would definitely take him if you're looking for a receiver, especially if you're in this if you're in a 16-man league, you're probably not on him. But if you have like a 10 to 8-man league, he might be out there. So make sure you go get him. But like you're right, no running game this week for the Browns. Their Hunt's out he's on IR. Chubb's probably not going to come back for another 2 weeks. Baker Mayfield, I'm sorry, he's not a franchise quarterback. They don't need to sign him. He proved he can't win. He has to be leading. He can't air raid the ball. Odell Beckham Jr. is a mess. They need to trade him. The Browns defense has not been showing up the last couple of weeks, so giving up 40 points and all this and that. So, but the Broncos, I think Teddy Bridgewater and the Broncos come in. I think they get the win. The Browns have been a sucky team for me this year. I had them win in the North. I'm never going to believe in the Browns ever again, even though they are injury prone right now. But I just believe that the Browns were a lot better than this, and they're not showing it. Everyone thought that the game against Kansas City was, they're for real. And now we're starting to see what Kansas City really is, right? So give me the Broncos in this one. I think, like you said, it's going to be a bad weather game. I think it's going to be low scoring. Give me 17-14. I think it's going to be close, but I think the Broncos win this one 17-14.
I do believe Dearness Johnson is going to be a good running back in this league. The problem is he's behind Chubb and Hunt. If he was on another team, he'd be playing. In the preseason, he looked very good, very strong, downhill runner. So it wouldn't surprise me if you picked him up off the waiver wire that he gets you a touchdown. He does whatever. He catches some passes. He'll probably get you what you need if you're missing. He's not going to get you Kareem Hunt, Nick Chubb numbers, but he's going to be close, especially in this game. I think they're going to keep it simple. Tight ends, Njoku, Hunter Henry. Is that the other guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look at those are going to be your main. Noah Fant. Those are going to be your guys. So if you got defensive players, Von Miller will have a game with no tackles.
Okay, well, you hear it first. Go get those waiver wires out because remember, Thursday night game. Don't be like me and forget that this is a Thursday night game, and don't be caught napping. All right, I think the best game of the weekend. Chiefs-Titans. Titans coming off a major victory over the Bills. The Bills had kind of relaxed the days go a little bit after that big win over the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead last week. They were a mere inches away. I still think they should have kicked the field goal instead of quarterback sneak. Josh Allen slips. But something happens in the second. Tennessee Titans just find a way to win. Derrick Henry gets stronger as the game goes along. I think he's a front runner for MVP. I know it's a quarterback league, but I think Derrick Henry has almost 800 yards rushing. He has 783 yards to be exact, I do believe. He just keeps getting stronger as the season goes along and the games go along as well. Chiefs don't have a great run defense. Teams are playing two deep safeties, making Patrick Mahomes beat him down low. You don't know what you're going to get from Tyreek Hill. He has a dropsies this season for whatever reason. Patrick Mahomes has 8 interceptions already last year compared to 6 for the whole season last year. I think the Titans show up. I think the Titans are going to put their throat on the division. I think the Titans are going to get the win this week. I just believe that they have no answers for Derrick Henry. I think that this game, Julio Jones goes off for a little bit, and I think A.J. Brown gets in the mix as well, giving the Titans in a very close game, 31-28.
Look, we're in week 6, right? 7.
It's a big week 7 already.
Everybody knows what the Titans are going to do. What are they going to do? They're going to give the ball to King Henry.
You can't stop it.
Nobody can stop him. You got to stop one player. Even when they didn't have any wide receivers, you had to stop him, and they couldn't stop him. I agree he's going to have a great game, but I think it's going to be A.J. Brown that goes off. Julio's going to be there. As far as the Chiefs' offense, I don't know how much of it is Tyreek not having the drops. I just don't think he's as wide open, and he's trying to do too much as he's trying to catch these no-look passes and all these other fancy things that Mahomes is doing. If you notice in the last couple of weeks, they're not going to Kelsey, so they're taking Kelsey out of the play and making him go short passes, quick passes, fastballs to the Robinsons, the Hardmans, the Tyreek Hills, and those guys are flyers. They're not used to catching the fastballs, the stuff like that. I believe Williams will have a good game. He's every down back almost. I also think Tannehill will have a solid game just because where they're playing at home after a big game. I like Tennessee as well. You don't know what you're getting out of Kansas City.
All right, moving on along. The Dallas Cowboys, I'm going to get it because they don't play this week. The Dallas Cowboys can pick up a half a game this week with their division, with all these. I mean, let's start right now. The Washington football team is going to face Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Do you give Washington football team any chance?
Yes, if Aaron Jones doesn't play, Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, and Devontae Adams doesn't play, they have a chance. Jordan Love will gladly give them a W, but none of that's going to happen. So,
Yeah, real quick, I think the Packers win, but if you're okay, so like I'm a Cowboy fan, you have to start looking big picture, right? You're gonna have to start like we're gonna win this division if we're all healthy. We're already 3 games up on everybody.
you don't even have to be healthy now.
No, I'm pretty sure we can get this job done. I mean, it is the Cowboys. I've seen collapse before, but you're gonna have to start looking at getting the number 1 overall seed because there's only one bye in the NFL this week. If you're a Cowboy fan, you're rooting for. It's gonna be hard. You have to root for Washington. You're gonna have to because Green Bay's 5-1. If Green Bay loses, then Dallas jumps them. So you have to start rooting for these teams to lose so you can get that number 1 overall seed and have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. But that being said, Washington's going to lose this game. Green Bay's going to win. I mean, Washington Stevens giving over 30 points a game. Aaron Rodgers is going to have a field day. I think he only didn't have 200 yards throwing against the Chicago Bears last week. I just believe that he's going to get it done this week. I think he's going to have a big day with his wide receivers, and I think he's going to throw for over 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. I think give me the Packers big in this game. All right, real quick, just pick a winner in this one. Panthers, Giants. Giants are injured. Joe Judge should be fired. Panthers win this game.
Give me my boy Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, they're gonna win. Maybe Robbie Anderson will sprinkle a couple passes in his way. You know, this might be a get right game for the Panthers after their little slide. I watching Darnold throw it. I mean, he was heaving some bombs last week, just making it look effortless. I just think this is going to be one of those get right games. They're playing New York in New York. New York's not doing a whole lot. Every wide receiver for the Giants seems to get hurt, come back and get hurt again. Tony looked great and looked aspiring to be a great wide receiver. He's got a broken hand, so he's not playing. They don't have a tight end. He still can't catch. This is just going to be a get-right game. The secondary is too good for Carolina, so Daniel Jones is going to struggle. I mean, fantasy-wise, it's going to be Hubbard, Moore, Darnold, and somebody else. Probably just those 3 guys are going to have a field day. So, I mean, it looks good for the Cowboys.
For the division, it sure heck does, but I just want to touch on some. Joe Judge should be fired for what he did last week. First of all, playing, what's his name? Danny Dimes in that game after honestly, even if he's cleared, I'm not playing him, dude. There's no way in hell I'm playing him.
That's your franchise.
I don't give a exactly. That's your franchise. And then you have him quarterback sneaking and everything. No. And then they're down 38-3 in the fourth quarter, and he's still in the freaking ball game. Joe Judge needs to be gone. And then after the press conference, he's talking about submarines and leaking and all. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? He's trying to have that Bill Belichick toughness. Oh, we're not going to give up and all that. You're down 38-3, dude. Your team's giving up on you. Move on. Panthers win this game. Give me Chubbard. Donald's playing a great quarterback. He's playing great right now. If his receivers can catch the ball, they win that game easily last week against the Minnesota Vikings. Give me the Carolina Panthers. I think they get back on the winning track this week. Patriots are winless at home, even though they thought they had the game-winning play against Trayvon Diggs. And what a wild game that was last week. Thank God for that wild game because those first morning games sucked. That was a horrible the first half of the game. Thank God for the last 3 games of the day. But, yeah, for the weekend. Patriots have yet to win at home, but yet they're 2-4. This team really isn't 2-4 to me. This team could easily be undefeated or even have one loss. They almost beat Tampa. They should have beat Tampa. They should have beat Dallas. They should have beat. You know what I mean? They're a
but
fumble away
that's
from
what
beating Miami. They need to take the leash off Mac Jones. Mac Jones, I was wrong. He is going to be the franchise quarterback. He is going to be a pretty good, solid quarterback. I saw a lot of good things from him when I watched the Cowboys. The Jets are horrible. The Jets have no weapons. I think their quarterback's a bust. Zach Wilson's a bust to me. He's not that great. That's just me. But give me the Patriots in this one. I think they win big. I think they win by 2 touchdowns, 35-21.
I mean, remember last year, 2 years ago, everyone's saying Sam Darnold's a bust. Look at him now. Come on, the Jets have nothing. Give the kid a break. I like Carter for some. I mean, the New England's going to put it on them. I just don't know how much. I mean, I hope Belichick runs the score up. They need it as a team. But it is the Jets. I feel like this is going to be a lot closer than it needs to be, but I think Mac Jones is going to have a hellacious game this week. I think he has the opportunity if they just open the playbook a little bit more. I mean, that's where we're at. New England should just handily win this. Treat the New York Jets like a redheaded stepchild and just go on. Look forward to next week.
For sure. All right, just pick a winner in this one. I really don't care because I'm tired of both these teams. Falcons at Dolphins. I'm picking the Dolphins because I'm tired of believing in the Falcons for whatever reason. I think the Dolphins win. I'm just kidding. Give me the Falcons in this game. For Rudy, Falcons win. Both teams rank bottom 5 in scoring defense this season. It's going to be a high-scoring affair. I don't know if Ridley's playing or not, but anyway, Falcons I think they have too many weapons. They're playing in Miami, though, but Matty Ice is going to show up big after their bye week. Give me the Falcons to win this game.
Look, Rudy has nothing to do with my pick, but watching Kyle Pitts overseas, that's what has a reason. They finally threw it to him. They had to throw it to him because he was the only person. And he showed out. One more week, had some rest, got to play together. Ridley's supposed to play, but I think Matt Ryan is going to trust this kid now and throw him 10 targets. He's going to be the next Darren Waller. He's going to get 10 targets. Give me the Falcons.
All right. And probably the second best game of the weekend. Bengals at Ravens. Ravens playing stomped. I mean, stomped the Chargers, who I thought were a great team. Now, face it, the NFL didn't do Chargers any favors. I hate when they do this to the West Coast teams, making them go and play a noon o'clock, 10 a.m. Pacific game on the West Coast, knowing they travel a day before. Their body's not an eternal clock to it. But anyway, the Ravens did get the win. They showed out. They won. They're starting to get healthy a little bit. Shout out to people who have Hollywood Brown as their get that big week, and then I finally play him in DraftKings, and he does nothing for me. But anyway, let's never hear it.
Don't be bitter. Don't be bitter.
This is for first place in the AFC North. I think Bengals show up. I still think they're too young. I think they're still playing a little bit better. They're playing better than I thought they would. I said they'd probably win 6 to 8 games. They already have 4, so I mean they're already halfway there. That Joe Burrow, Chase, that's going to be the best combo duo probably in the NFL for the next 10 years. Give me the Ravens in this one, the running attack. I hate saying that because I'm not a believer with Lamar Jackson. But I think the Ravens have too much willpower, and I think the 5-0 career Lamar Jackson's 5-0 career record against Cincinnati. It's in Baltimore, which seems like every game's in Baltimore for whatever reason this year. Give me the Ravens in a close one, though. I think they win by 3 points.
Not so fast, my friend.
Whoa, you're picking it, huh?
Oh, I think Cincinnati does what they need to do. It's the first game. I think they win. It's going to be close. I don't know why. I know that Lamar's been passing the ball great. I know their defense has stepped up and just putting it on everybody. But this you said it, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, I was not a fan of the pick. I thought they needed a tackle. Lo and behold, I was wrong. Joe Burrow just needs to be able to heave it to his boy. Last week, Joe Mixon looked amazing catching balls out of the backfield, rushing it. I think this team is getting better. I think they're having fun. I think they have confidence. I think they know they can beat Baltimore, and that's all that matters. They need to know they've won some big games. They've been in some big games. I think they exposed the Baltimore defense, and Baltimore's run game hurts them in this one because that's what they want to do. I think Lamar is going to have to speed up the pace of the game and start throwing some passes. Let's see what happens. I got Cincinnati in a close one.
Okay. Hope you're right. That'd be cool for Cincinnati to be first place in the division. But anyway. All right. Let's just pick it. Rams, Lions. We got Rams, right?
Yeah. I mean, my Facebook was on fire last week by one of my buddies who, for whatever reason, chose to go to watch a Lions game. He was not happy at the end. Yeah. Rams. It's in LA. I mean, I think Ndamukong Suh's going to have some fun with his buddy Jared Goff. Yeah. Well, no need to spend any more time on this one.
Yeah. I'm not spending any more. Sorry, Gio. You should have been here. Eagles go to the Raiders. Philadelphia has won 3 of the last 4 against the Raiders. Raiders played inspiring ball last week behind not John Gruden, but they played very well. They proved me wrong. They look like the old Raiders from earlier in the season. Raiders, Eagles. I think the Eagles have – they traded Zach Ertz. I think the Raiders just have too much firepower on the offensive side. They're playing in Las Vegas. Give me the Raiders in this one.
Yeah, give me the Raiders. But if you watch the game closely and stats and all this other stuff, since I know you're a big fantasy guy, did you see the difference in how they use the running backs?
Mm-hmm.
Kenyon Drake had a stellar game. Like, they weren't even using him early in the season, and now they decided to use him. Whoever's the coach now is like, oh, we're going to use him a little bit more. You know, Josh Jacobs is our bell cow, but we have these other guys that are talented. Let's call some plays that work for them too, not just this is what we're going to do. I mean, I went back and tried to pick up Kenyon Drake after last week. It made me somewhat of a believer just to have him on my bench for that bye week. I think Henry Ruggs is turning into a better wide receiver. He's not just a long ball catcher. He's actually catching balls. I mean, I think Hurts is going to do his thing. He's going to run for 40, 50 on the ground, and somehow some of his guys are going to catch it. I don't think the Eagles got any better with this trade. They just got rid of someone out of the locker room that didn't want to be there. That's all I see out of this. They got a draft pick, basically. Nothing special.
Okay, Houston Texans go to Arizona, face the Cardinals. Let's just get this out of the way. Cardinals.
Oh, Cardinals for sure, and Zach Ertz will probably catch at least 1, maybe 2 touchdowns for sure. This team, I didn't think they could get any better. I thought last week was a trap game against the Browns. That didn't happen. They weren't scared. This could be a shutout. J.J. Watt looked really good last week.
All right. Let's go to the highlight game of the afternoon, which is dumb. Bears at Buccaneers. I'm not getting to watch. I get the Texans and Cardinals, so yay for us living in Texas. Anyway, Bears did Packers there for a little bit. Aaron Rodgers owned them again, which is stupid. I don't want to get into that, but anyway. Tom Brady's looking like an MVP caliber quarterback again. He looks better than 40 years. The Bears defense is not as good as it was. They're giving up points. I see Tom Brady having a big game. I think this team – I don't think Matt Nagy's gone. I think they need to fire him. Buccaneers win this one by 2 touchdowns. Let's do 31-17.
Wow, you're going to give the Bears 2 touchdowns. All right, you're nice.
Grudge time.
That doesn't do well for my fantasy team because
Well, that's where
I
you
have
get the points, buddy.
I understand, but Khalil ain't running for 50, breaking a 50-yarder. He's not Derrick Henry. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I see Tampa Bay toying with them for a little while. I think Tampa Bay is gonna just. There's a reason why Gronk's not playing. They said today he couldn't practice because of he just couldn't practice today because of his ribs or whatever. This is a perfect game for him to sit out. They don't need him to win. They don't need his help. I think this is going to be a game where they try to get Brate more involved, and then Brady's just going to spread it around to, Evans, Antonio Brown, Scotty Miller, Godwin, Gio Bernard. He's just going to spread it to everybody and let them have fun.
All right. Sunday night game. We get the Colts, who need a win desperately to stay within the division. And then you also have the 49ers, who are injured once again, which I don't know what's going on in the training staff over there. I think Taylor has a big game. Actually, I don't know. That defense for 49ers going to step up. Trey Lance, I think, is he going to start? We'll see. I don't know.
My fantasy says he's projected 2 points, so it looks like Garoppolo might be projected to start.
Garoppolo start. 49ers are at home. Give me the four. They need a win to stay within the division with the Cardinals and the Rams to make it interesting. I think the Colts are done. I think they find ways to lose. T.Y. Hilton's out again.
Out again?
Well, he pulled his quad muscle again, didn't he? I thought he was questionable or something.
I didn't see that. He's not on the injury report.
Oh, shocking because he didn't come back in that game last week.
Well, I mean, look, play fantasy. I picked him up because I knew he was going to be ready in 2 weeks. I figured he was going to be on a pitch count last week. So I left him on the bench, and I picked up Pascal because I needed one player for my flex position. That didn't work out very well, and they actually used Hilton. Actually had a decent game, 3 for 80. So that bit me. But Wentz is playing great football right now. Taylor's playing really well. The receiving core stepped up. I think Indianapolis wins this game. Wentz is just playing way better than I thought he would this year. I think he's surprising a lot of us. Just quarterback play overall. He's playing so much better than he did in Philly. Whether it's the coaching situation, the fans, whatever, give me Indy. I just like the way Wentz is playing right now, and I feel like they're playing hard. They can't win. But this one they will win because the Niners are worse than they are.
Austin Harper chiming in on the chat room line. I guess it's I love you thing. I don't know. But we miss you, Austin. We need you. You're Dallas Mavericks. I'm picking them to be number 4 in the West. Anyway, final game of the night. Or the weekend, sorry. It's a bummer game. Seahawks at Saints. Give me the Saints. Seahawks can't run the ball. Well, they might get Penny back this week. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think they might get Penny back.
I did see something.
No Russell Wilson. They can't run the ball no matter what. I don't know. Their defense is horrible. They're playing in New Orleans. No, they're playing Seattle, right?
They're playing in Seattle.
So give me this. You know what? No, give me Seattle on this one. I think Geno Smith goes behind that crowd, and I think they get a victory. Give me Seattle on this one.
Give me Jameis. I don't know why. Give me Jameis. I don't know why. Let's just put it that way.
That just shows you how horrible this NFL schedule is this week.
It's not even horrible. It's just there's so many injuries. There's so many games that could be really good games, but with all the injuries all over, it's disheartening as a fan of football, disheartening as a fan of the NFL because there's just so many bad games, and it's not because they're bad games. It's because of injuries. I mean, look at Seattle. They're so banged up. Carson isn't playing. Penny might not be playing. He's still listed as injury reserve on under injury report. Russell Wilson's gone. I mean, you either like Jameis or you hate Jameis. The Saints are just in shambles because I don't feel like they did enough in the offseason. Michael Thomas is still out. They didn't trade him to get anything, so they're still – he won't be back till what, next week? I think it's the first week he can be back. I just feel like this game would be a little bit better if there weren't as many injuries. But it is what it is. You can't predict injuries these days. But give me the Saints because they still have a chance at the playoffs, in my opinion. They still have a chance to do some damage in their division. Seattle, I think they're just going to pack it in. I think you said a couple weeks ago that you think Russell's going to leave anyways if they didn't get it done this year. Well, he's hurt. They're not getting it done. So wherever he wants to go, he'll get paid. Watch out, Justin Fields. You might be riding pine, or you're moving to Seattle.
All right. Well, we swept the NFL. We swept everything. There's one thing I do want to talk about before I get out of here. This last Saturday, I went with with Rudy and Derek Gervin to the UTSA homecoming game. Birds up, baby. And we got to cover that game and everything. Man, that was a phenomenal game. The UTSA Roadrunners are ranked for the first time in school history, number 24, and I think they're only going to get better. They got a couple big games coming up against Southern Miss and UAB. Both those games are going to be at home, but they got to take care of business on the road. They're not coming back home until November 13th. But what I saw from that team is a top 25 team. That Jeff Traylor has done an amazing job with that team. Frank Harris is a solid quarterback. Sincere McCormick, he's an NFL running back. That guy is a stud. He only had 10 carries and he had 111 yards. Yes, I know it was against Rice, but that defense, on the other hand, for the Roadrunners was phenomenal as well. They only gave up 104 total yards. They only gave up like 30 passing yards, 60-something rushing yards, whatever the case may be. But Jeff Traylor has his team rocking and rolling. Congratulations to UTSA Roadrunners for being ranked. But this ain't it. Y'all got bigger and better things. If y'all keep winning, maybe a New Year's Six Bowl is in y'all's play. If Cincinnati keeps winning and they make it to the playoffs, they could get to a New Year's Six Bowl or to a great bowl game. So Jeff Traylor and the UTSA Roadrunners, birds up, 210 triangle, toughness, everything that's going on at UTSA. Y'all are doing a great job. Keep up the great work. So,
since you brought that up, I have a question. How much of the success this year for them is what the reason why they put in a bid to change conferences, you think?
Well, it's not only the success this year, it's success last year too. Last year they went to a bowl game. I think, and it also has to do with all those other schools. When Jeff Traylor came here, he said that he wants to make this a pro. I think building a stadium at the campus is going to help out too, because that dome's way too big for him. He's getting recruitments. He's getting recruit from other, like, people who are recruiting from Michigan, Big Ten schools, stuff. He's getting people coming to San Antonio. But yeah, the success this year has a lot to do with it. I mean, honestly, if UTSA was in the Big 12 right now, they'd probably be right behind Oklahoma. Maybe you're up there with Texas, Oklahoma State.
Well, I mean, Oklahoma State's still number 2 in the conference. So, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. They'll be like 3 or 4 right now in that conference.
Right. They'd be around where Texas or one of these other teams are.
And that just shows you how bad – I'm not taking anything away from UTSA, but that's how bad the Big 12 is. Let's just be straight up honest with ourselves.
Right. I get that, but you could say that about a lot of schools. I'm just saying, I mean, like, I got the update on all the schools that I was like, UTSA, really? Okay. Like, yeah. I'm all for small schools, and I'm all for them moving up in the ranks. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to ask, like, I mean, I saw your posts on Twitter. I saw all this stuff. I mean, it looked like a great game. It looked like a great time, and you guys have been talking about them. You're down there by them. But as far as recruitments, I mean, if you want to be a big recruitment and want to go to these big schools and sit and not play, go for it. But if you want to go to one of these up and coming schools and be the reason why they're moving conferences and being players, that's the way to go. Look at these HBCUs; they're starting to get better recruits. So I mean, places like UTSA, they're going to get better. They're going to get better just by getting recruits and what's going on. Look at Alabama. I don't feel like I'm not saying they're not recruiting as well. Look at Clemson, but the recruits aren't what they think they are or what they thought they were. Plus, if you're recruiting me to go to Michigan, I live up here. I don't like snow, but if you want me to go down to San Antonio for a year round, I much more probably enjoy the nightlife in San Antonio and no snow than snow and being stuck inside. You know what I mean?
I get you, but we did have that big freeze last year.
Yes, I get that, but think about it. With this name, image, and likeness, that's what's going to get places like UTSA on the map, because they're going to get these kids that are going to get paid more by local businesses or anything like that because who they are, where they're not going to get that at Alabama until they're year 3, year 4, you know, and that's the difference.
You're totally right.
I mean, look at DJ Unga Lunga or whatever. He's in Dr. Pepper commercials. Where's Clemson right now?
4-2, baby. Still going to win the ACC.
They're out of it. That's all that matters to Clemson and Dabo. They're out of it. That's all that matters. They might have a great record. They might, but those early slips up and how bad they were, cool. They won the ACC. ACC's up for grabs from anybody. So, I mean, I'm just happy for UTSA. I'm happy for Cincinnati. I hope they're next year, if they get, you know, if they join conferences or whatever, that might be the game to watch over some of these other big name schools.
All right. Well, we ran out of time. We love talking college sports. We love talking NFL. We like covering every league. We swept the league like we always do. If you're interested in the playoff game, the Braves are up 4-0 on 4 solo home runs from the Braves. So, yeah, a lot of good basketball going on right now. Knicks and Boston are in a tight one going into the fourth quarter. Philly and New Orleans are in a tough one, especially without Zion Williamson there. I'm telling you, Ben Simmons is going to be the distraction this year. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I want to give a thanks to all of our sponsors out there. Remember, DraftKings, go sign up today. NBA started today. We got Major League Baseball playoffs. We got NFL. We got NCAA. We got NHL. We got all these sports going on right now. Go to DraftKings. Get signed up today. It's very fast and simple. Just go sign up using that promo code TPPN to get your account ready today. It's fast, it's easy, it's quick. Go use DraftKings today. Also, with all these sports going on, make sure you go place your bets at busher.com/sweeptheleague. They have everything from prop bets to single game bets to parlays. If you want to do all that, Busher's the way to go. Busher knows how to get you set up. It's fast and simple to sign up. Just go to www.busher.com/sweeptheleague. Also, United Collision Care Center. Thank y'all again for being a sponsor for us and everything. Give me your car. If you have a dink in your car or Nick dink, whatever the case may be, make sure you go over there and go check out Lewis and those guys. They'll get you fixed up right away and get you on the road in no time. Don't take it to those big old guys over there who think they know everything. Take it to Lewis. He knows what he's talking about. That's United Collision Care Center. Also, DraftKings. I know Spurs games going on right now. They'll get you covered through everything. Not DraftKings. Project Spurs. They get you going through all the NBA talks, everything that's going on in and around the Spurs. Also, they do NFL. Check out their podcast. It's always good and fun. Thank you, Project Spurs, for sponsoring us today as well. Also, don't forget to check out Sweep the League, the radio show. They had the big debut last week. They had Frank Harris of the UTSA Roadrunners on. They gave live updates. They gave everything in the world. They gave Spurs updates. Go check out them over there on 9:30 a.m. The Answer every Sunday night from 7 to 9 p.m. Rudy, Derek Irvin do a phenomenal job over there. Shemaiah on the beat, and that guy is a phenomenal producer. He knows how to hit his stuff and everything. So 7 to 9 every Sunday night, 9:30 a.m. And check out Sweep the League, the radio show. They'll get you all situated. And also, you can follow us at Twitter one last time. You can follow Rudy at Sweep the League. Coach Gio at Coach Gio with 2 O's. He's still mad that he doesn't get that 1 O or 0 because another guy has it who's probably not even active on Twitter. And then you have Austin Hartsfield, who's probably covering the league championship series for us. Hopefully he returns back. Go Mavericks. You can follow him at Hartsfield at MLB. Then also the newest guy, Will Nation. You can follow him at Will Nation 7 as well. I think he's liking Twitter now. And then you can also follow me at Trey3025. I think I'm a couple more followers away from 300, so I'm getting up there. Anyway, for Will, for myself, thank y'all. We swept the league. We'll see. Remember, we'll see you Sunday morning right before the games kick off for all your fantasy updates and everything like that. Also, from 7 to 9 Sunday, Sweep the League, the radio show will also have a recap of everything that's going on in the sports world as well. Until Sunday, guys. Peace and love. Bye.